Happy holiday season, friends. We're here. We are in the thick of it. If you are listening to this, you survived Thanksgiving. There's Christmas music on the radio. There's pie in the fridge and creeps at the office holiday parties to avoid. And of course, it is also a time to be thankful. So I have some special choice words of gratitude, actually, for you, my very special listeners. Thank you so much for letting me into your ears. I hope that you enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. And I really do. I really enjoy making it. I could not do it without you. I mean, well, that's not true. I could make it, but just why would I want to do that? This is Choice Words. I'm Samantha Bee. My guest this week is actor and comedian Patton Oswalt. Patton was such a dear friend to Full Frontal, and I missed chatting with him. And I should also mention, as we begin our holiday shopping extravaganzas, that I just added spring dates to my How to Survive Menopause tour, and they just make wonderful holiday presents. Be a future thinker. Buy tickets for future events. It gives you something to look forward to. I shall wear a sparkle blazer and make it worth your while. Go to SamanthaBee.com to see if I'm coming to your neck of the woods. Until then, take a listen and make good choices.
It is really nice to see you again, Sam. You are much missed on TV. I don't know why you are not mapping out the insanity that we're through. Well, yeah, no,
oh my God.
But, yeah, it's, again, the stuff that you were outlining back then, you could not have imagined where things went. How it was going to be.
I couldn't have imagined in a million billion. Well, I first of all would never have imagined we'd be doing like a second round of this. I mean, right?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
We're done with that, right?
Done with that. Everybody felt the impact of that. We know we're not doing that again, right? We all
remember how that felt.
Remember how that? Yeah. Remember how when he lost the election, we all went. We just shed 4 years of
I think I emailed you that when he lost in 2020, there should be, you should reshoot that final scene from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just covered in blood, going, like you cut out. And then, nope, that truck was taking you right back to the slaughterhouse.
Oh, right back to the slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're doing, I listened to your whole special. I loved it.
Thank you.
I thought it was great.
Thank you.
Made me feel warm inside. It made me feel, you know what I mean? Just for a precious 100 minutes, or not 100 minutes, 60 minutes, 62 minutes.
60 minutes, yeah.
60
I'll
minutes.
give you a 1 hour break from this dimension, and then I got to throw you back in.
I know.
Sorry.
Oh, God. Do you, when you go on a stage and you are touring, is it filling the deep hole in your soul?
It is. Well, it's definitely filling are there other people who see what I'm seeing right now? And good, they are.
Yeah.
And especially it's very fulfilling when I am out in someplace like Raleigh, North Carolina, or Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and people see what I'm seeing. And so all this, we are, it makes people money if we are divided, if we are clicking on links, if we are isolated. It doesn't make anybody money if we're getting together and talking calmly. So that is something that they've been actively trying to chase out of existence.
Can I just tell you something so crazy? I just wrote a note to myself before I hopped on with you for no reason at all that says there's no money in the reasonable center.
No,
there isn't.
No, there's none. And so they learned very quickly there's money in outrage and hatred. And by the way, this is not, I do not want to do any both sidesisms right now, but the one thing that all cable news channels have in common is the breaking, flashing, new. They are constantly trying to get your serotonin and cortisol levels spiking so that you'll stay glued to that station. And you know, the years of like, the evening news was, all right, another day of the news, and here's what happened. And a guy was giving it to you calmly, and that's gone because that's not making anyone money anymore.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. It's definitely about like shrieking at us from all four corners until it be really like that outrage of any type drives engagement.
I remember like every now and then I would watch the PBS News Hour, and it was so interesting to see them actually saying, here's what actually happened today. Another gray day of the news. This is what it is. It's not everyone calm down. And then you watch any other network and they've got, you know, Battle on the Hill, send it on for everything is, you know, everything, every news broadcast now is designed to look like this might be the last news broadcast you ever see.
100%.
Like that's how they make it.
Well, it's
a cliffhanger.
It's like they all learned from like local news, which would have like a cliffhanger at the end of everything that was like, yogurt, is it toxic in large quantities? After the break. You were like,
I remember,
shit.
I remember this so clearly. I was watching the X-Files one night. This was in LA in the 90s. And during the commercial break, near the next to last commercial break, they're teasing the nightly news that comes on after at 10. And they said, the X-Files, is it being canceled next season? A shocking new report. And I was like, oh God, I like this show. And so I watched the whole broadcast because they didn't do it till the end of their own broadcast. And then they said, X-Files has been completely renewed. There was some rumor. So you can't tease a story that you know doesn't exist. And then but it worked because I watched their whole broadcast waiting to find out if it got canceled.
Yes. How do you make, because you're still on X. Is this correct? I'm off X, so I don't even know. Are you still on X or are you off it?
Well, when I say I'm on X, it's just, I have a media team that posts clips and stuff. So all they do is post, this show's coming up. Unfortunately, I have 4.1 million followers. So that is a good platform to promote things, but I do zero interaction with anyone. And what I've also seen is I don't think anyone is getting interaction on that site. I mean, I see people's posts and it's either bots, it's an ad thing, or it's just the same 8 far right reactions that you get to every other post. I just think it's a ghost. I mean, eventually, once I get my Instagram is building nicely, Threads, Blue Sky, then I'll probably in the next year I don't think it matters anyway. It's this phantom limb that I keep scratching, but eventually I'll just let it go. When did you get off X? The minute Elon bought it, or when did you leave?
I'm not sure. I don't think it was the minute Elon bought it, but I remember getting, because I was like, oh, there might be something like, again, because vis-a-vis the full frontal, I had so many followers. It was very hard as a business. As you're like a self-employed person, you go, well, I don't want to completely like just shove off of this platform with all of these eyeballs. But it became clear pretty quickly. And then I do recall at some point, and this was getting like an invoice for $12,000 from them. And they were like, if you want to keep your followers, here's your invoice. Like, it was like the weirdest, randomest bill from them, like requesting. And I was like, I got to get out of here because this is not real. And this is how I can see how this is. And it became just like, I mean, Kara Swisher calls it like a Nazi porn bar, but it is like it. So there was like nothing for me there, nothing left.
No. And I just now got a thing. They did this whole reformatting where to get DMs, you have to do this weird registry and putting your phone number and do all this.
Oh
So it's just
God.
like that. So that feels like the end of any use of it for me.
Yeah.
Was an occasional DM from someone else that I follow that's like, what's going on here? But everyone I follow is now on, everyone's migrated to Blue Sky.
Right.
And it's interesting how there is there is an account on X that just reposts left-wing and progressive Blue Sky posts so people can get angry at them.
That's great.
Because they miss it so badly.
Yes.
Like it's because now all they have is each other,
right.
And there's no one to scream at.
All they have is each other.
No one to scream
God.
at. Well, you know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you've ever been in a scene, whether it be high school or like in showbiz, where there's a cool clique, and part of the thing that fuels that clique is excluding other people.
Oh, yes.
And once they exclude everyone except the clique, then the clique has to turn on each other because the only fuel is some kind of exclusion, and it eventually collapses. And it feels like that's sort of what's happening with X right now. Yeah. First, they were celebrating like, oh, they're all fleeing. And then it was these wusses, what, they can't take it here. Because then they realized very quickly, oh, this is no fun. And now they're all starting to turn on each other, which is,
yeah, you have to have a shared enemy. And that's just true of any type of social situation. It's in a workplace, you have to have an enemy or two, and you'll switch. Yeah. People will find a new enemy.
Where do you do most of your social media now? Is it Blue Sky? Is it Insta?
I don't, I just work with one person, my like social media partner in crime.
That's who I have.
And she really helps me and knows how to do everything. But I actually keep myself very much, and I think that it's not good for me. It's not good for my business on any level, but I actually just as a protective mechanism only really follow 3 things. I only watch, the only things I consume now are like no comedy at all, just like cooking, like great recipes, French lessons, and cats flinging themselves into Christmas trees. Or whatever, like, cats who are nursing on a baby bottle, or like a cat riding a goat, like anything like that.
Yeah, if you look at if you went to my Instagram and looked at what I'm following, the level of self-soothing that's going on, it is and I'm not exaggerating, 20 French bulldog sites of just videos of French bulldogs, and about 15 calligraphy accounts of people just doing calligraphy because it's so relaxing.
That's so relaxing.
It's so watching people do calligraphy. And those the days, I don't know if anyone, like if somebody was monitoring, if they could hack me and monitor my usage, they could tell like, oh, this was a bad day for him. Like, look at how many times he visited. Frenchies puppies and calligraphy, but
Frenchies in a diaper. Check it out, little baby diapers, little preemie diapers on a little puppy dog.
It's ridiculous. So but I think there's a lot of that going on now. That's self-soothing, and I talk about that in the special. I go down those rabbit holes of watching cow hooves being cleaned.
This was fascinating to me. Because my mom used to have horses, and so when the guy would come to like fit there was just like a vet who would come and like clip, kind of like shave the hoofs, like the fingernails, I guess, sort of the horses.
Yes.
And I'm going to go and look at these videos based on how you communicate how soothing it is, because I remember that sound and that energy, and the horse just kind of submits to it because they want their toenails clipped.
Oh, absolutely. They want the comfort. It's got to feel comforting. You know how clean you feel after you cut your finger and toenails? Imagine that on a big, thick horse hoof level. That's just got to be heaven.
Just relief. And there's something about like the angle, the way that the clipper or the veterinarian just kind of like holds the hoof, and it's just like you watch the, the kind of, the horse just kind of goes, okay, like tickling an alligator's stomach. They're just like, okay, I'll just.
it says something about where we are because in our tension levels that those accounts have like 2 million followers.
Yes.
Like people are clearly, I've also discovered every day someone sends me some new soothing account. There's a guy in London who just goes around and he cleans old signs. He has like a little, and all, you don't see his face. It's just his voice. I found this sign and we're going to clean. And it is, and then there's a guy and he never even speaks. All it is, he just does very, this is so sad. He does really elaborate spirograph drawings.
Oh my God, I love
Spirograph.
spirograph.
This dude, he'll put like 8 little things all like together. He's so good at it. And then it all kind of goes, first it starts slow and then it goes in fast motion. And then you see the whole pattern form. And there's been many a night, like right now I'm in New York, I'm traveling at night when I should be sleeping and I'm just
Spirograph.
Spyro fucking graph.
We don't have nearly enough of those kind of like boring, repetitive, but beautiful, kind of like Zen, like a little Zen garden with your little rake. I'm never going to do that, but I would do a spirograph.
It's interesting. You know, my daughter is 16 and she and a lot of her friends, and it's not out of anything trendy, a lot of them crochet.
Okay.
Like they will have, it's not necessarily a party, but they'll all get together and they're just, and they're not even crocheting anything specific. They just will start weaving stuff together and just see where it goes. But it is so apparently soothing for them to sit there and do that. And that's become, there's whole shops now that just sell crochet supplies and apparently are doing very well.
I like
so
that
that tells you something.
I do think that people are returning to, like, my daughter's my first daughter's in college now for fashion, and there is like a resurgence of people learning, like, who do things with their hands. Like I feel that we got away from that for a while, and we've returned to these Amish habits.
But I know if she's in fashion, there was some video about a guy saying, hey, if you can teach yourself to be a seamster and actually sew and hem, that is a skill that is vanishing. And if you can teach yourself that skill in the fashion world, you'll be able to write your own ticket, because we are running out. Because I'm just letting you know, we're running out of those people and we need them. And if that's your thing, please learn how to do it and come see us. They're looking for those people desperately because it's all going away because of the machine stuff.
100%. Do you? I have to go back to the horse toenails for 1 second. Do they show the hordes of dogs who come to eat the toenail shavings? Is that part of the video? Because
no, wait a minute. Was that part? Dogs come to eat the toenails?
They are the most delicious treats for dogs. There's nothing a dog loves more as a snack than a horse's toenail.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's true, because in pet stores they sell those as like chewy treats. Oh, dogs love that.
They love them so much. I wondered if that was part of the mystique. All the sheep dogs, like just like feeding frenzy.
I'm sure you know what, Sam? I think starting tomorrow, there might be some new YouTube channels going. We were listening to Sam's show and we forgot we were leaving clicks on the table by not showing the dogs eating the toenails.
Oh yeah. There's a secondary market. There's an extension of this brand I
love the ones where it's a cow or horse and they either have like a little rock or a nail has gotten wedged in and they release it and there's like this explosion, but the relief, you can just feel the relief. And I'm telling you, there's a transference to your own tension and depression when you watch that. 100%. That's so good.
Yes. It's like when you see, sorry, we're only going to talk about soothing videos and I feel good with that. I'm fine. It's like when you sit there, oh my God, there's a video. I used to watch a lot of octopus videos because I love an octopus.
Oh yeah.
And for years I've watched them. I'm like, I feel so sad. I'm going to watch an octopus use a tool to like hide. I want to see expertise at the bottom of the ocean. And there are so many videos of like someone freeing an octopus from a thing. And then the octopus reaches out a tentacle to just put its hands on the scuba diver to just like
Oh
rest
man.
with one tentacle. I mean, like he's probably like tasting the scuba dive. You know, it's
I'm
some
sure.
other
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it looks like just like a reach across the literal chasm
Of the chasm of
knowledge.
evolution, and also maybe it's this thing of like, because I've seen theories that the next species in this is billions of years
Yeah.
that will develop intelligence will either be arachnids or octopi. Those are the ones that most have. So maybe what they're saying is, enjoy your time here.
Enjoy your time.
Yes, yeah.
Or just like, I just injected an egg into you. You didn't even know. You didn't even know.
Yeah.
It's just like
I've just chosen you.
hiring isn't just about finding someone willing to take the job. You need the right person with the right background who can move your business forward. If I was looking for a candidate that matched exactly what I was looking for, I'd use Indeed sponsored jobs. Let's just say, I don't know, random. Let's just say I was looking to hire a new editor for this show. I would go on Indeed and be super specific about what I was looking for, not just can edit audio. I'd say, I need someone who's edited conversational podcasts for at least 3 years, who kind of gets our style and knows the software we use. Someone like a cool person, someone who's done this before. And here is the thing with Indeed sponsored jobs, I'd get people who fit that description. I'm not digging through resumes from people who've edited one YouTube video. I'm getting actual podcast editors who know what they're doing. People who've worked on shows like ours and can prove it. That is what makes the difference. With Indeed sponsored jobs, you get people with the exact qualifications that you're looking for. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs because you reach a bigger pool of quality candidates. Join the 1.6 million companies that sponsor their jobs with Indeed. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, you only pay for results. No monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, just a boost whenever you need to find quality talent fast. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes, less stress, less time, more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/SamB. Just go to Indeed.com/SamB right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/SamB. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed. You know what's ridiculous? Food waste. When food rots in landfills, it creates methane, which heats the planet 80 times faster than CO2. And most of that food waste is from our homes. But there is good news. This is a problem we can actually solve. Meet Mill. Mill is a food recycler, and it's the cleanest, easiest way to keep food out of the trash. You just drop in scraps, those sad leftover chicken tenders, the apple core, or the pumpkin guts from your fall carving, and Mill quietly transforms them into nutrient-rich grounds overnight. No smell, no mess, no fruit flies, and you can keep filling it for weeks. You can use your grounds in your garden, or Mill will send them to farms for you. We've been using Mill for months, and honestly, it has changed how I think about waste. My kitchen never smells anymore. Fridge cleanouts don't stress me out, and I love that I'm not taking out a dripping trash bag every other day. Doing something good for the planet has never been this easy, but you have to live with Mill to really get it. Good thing you can try it risk-free and get $75 off with code SAM. Visit mill.com/SamB. That's mill.com/SamB.
But like, and this is, I mean, again, I don't want to get too grim, but it is going to be clear that whenever we come out of the other side of this thing that we're in, this moment, and however we come out of it, whatever form that's going to take, there's going to, we didn't have enough time during Biden because there was still too much tension. There's going to need to be a couple of administrations of just self-care and soothing, and America to just kind of going to take a break from all that. Like, I think there's going to be a weird, out of self-preservation, a drop in any attention to politics or the news for a while. Like,
Yes.
I need to get my head back together. We need boring people in charge that are just showing up and doing boring things and making sure everything works for a while.
Yes.
Like, and someone said this is a joke, but like, we need a boring president. We need a boring president so badly.
Yes. Yes, we do. We need
Yeah.
nerds. We need young nerds, but we need young nerds. We
Yes, we need
actually
young nerds.
young nerds. We
And we need a young nerd that makes it cool to not be online. That someone that's like, I'm not tweeting. I don't have a social media. I'm doing stuff, man. If you want, there's funny tweets out there. Go read them. Don't read me. I got stuff to do.
do you find with your daughter who's 16, so I have all of 15-year-old, 17-year-old, and a 20, almost 20-year-old. Do you find
Wow.
with your 16-year-old that she is in some way has a much deeper awareness of the brain rot and like do you
Oh,
find that she's turning away? Because I'm seeing a distaste forming in my younger
yes.
kid.
Well, I think no one is more addicted to their devices and social media than boomers and Gen Xers because
Yes.
it's a new technology and it kind of zapped us. Everyone after us was born with it
Hmm.
and they can take it or leave it. And they are seeing there's nothing scarier for a little kid than watching adults act like little kids.
Oh,
Like you want your adults to act like adults, and there's nothing less mature than the way adults act online. So yeah, there is a turning away from it the same way when everyone's parents suddenly got on Facebook, everyone's like,
yes.
goodbye, nope, goodbye. So I
Yes.
think that's gonna. So do your kids like? Because I know that Alice and her friends will do this thing where it's put the phone away and like let's just they call it like raw dogging boredom, like do not have. I know it's they got to make everything offensive, which good. You know what? Good for them.
Great.
But it's just like let's sit and have nothing to think about, or let's not have anything we can look at. And let's see where our minds go. They're trying to rediscover that, desperately trying to rediscover that.
That is really great. I think that
Yeah.
they do that. They call it now. They're like, this is brain rot. They identify it in each other.
Oh
They're
yeah.
like brain rot moment. Like you're stupid. That looks
Hmm.
you're being stupid. This is stupid. They
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that, and then we tried to institute. We keep calling. I keep trying to call it phone rapture. I'm like, your phone got raptured. Your phone's
Phone
phone
rapture.
rapture. Like everybody's got to put their devices in another room, and we cannot go to them.
Oh,
So we do that.
I
Like
love that. I love phone rapture.
phone
What a great.
rapture just
Oh,
disappears from your life. It's amazing when it works, and it doesn't always work. And people resist, and then sometimes I'll go around to the back, and then Jason's like on his. He's doing the
it's like you.
wordle.
It's like you go around the corner and it's like catching him doing
Catching
drugs.
him.
Like, don't judge me, man.
100%.
I am, and I'm not good at this. It's something I'm working on, but I'm really trying to not look at my phone until 9 a.m. when I wake up. But I'm still in the habit. I wake up, I want my Wordle, I want my strands, I want my connections,
Yeah.
and I want that before I even leave the bed. And I've got to find a way to give that up.
It is very it's very possible. And if I fall, I go in and out of that addiction cycle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I do charge it in a different room, and that makes it
I charge it.
inconvenient.
I charge it across the room from me. Different room. Fuck, I got to do different. Thing is, I use it as an alarm to get me up, though. So
Ugh,
to have it across the room, it's a good way to get me out of bed to turn my alarm off. But
yes.
another room, and then just buy a
Oh.
cheap alarm.
Are we normal? This is so sad. In a way, it's like sad that we're struggling with it. It's like we would not have this patience for many other addictions in our lives. Like, it's
No, I mean, no,
we're
we would not.
cold
If we
turkeying
woke
it.
up and immediately took a drink,
Yeah.
people would take us aside and go, "Dude, what you can't start your day like that."
I know, just wake up. If
Yeah,
you're laying in bed and you just like light up, laying
right.
down,
That's
we'll
not
be like,
good.
this is the fucking saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
is
yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Do you find like when you go, I do find that going abroad is actually very helpful for just kind of like creating or seeing evidence of other people's better habits. And I don't like to go to
yes.
other countries and like idealize the culture. Like I'm like, everybody's got their shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I do like going to like France and seeing that nobody's like eating while walking. Nobody. They
No,
would never. It looks so
no.
gross. And then when I come
Yeah.
back, I'm like, I should not be. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, why am I holding this
Why
thing? And also, they're not, when they're sitting and eating, they're not on a device or reading while they're like, they're just actually eating the food and then looking at people and looking at the world for a second. You
Yeah.
don't, yeah, that again, I'm always reminding myself, I had a very busy stand-up career all through the 90s, and there was no cell phone. I got by with pay phones and
Yeah.
using a phone in someone's apartment, or like you, and then you just like, I'm not gonna be home for a while and I'll call you later, or what, like you still could survive. And now we've got to be connected. We got to be reachable every second, which is crazy.
Phone rapture. Phone rapture. And you just tell everybody in your life you're like a phone rapture. It's not, I love
one thing
okay.
One thing I have done, and I'm getting really better at this because I'm a big movie buff, but for the past few years, I've caught myself watching movies and looking at my phone while I'm doing it and doing shit. So now when I sit to watch a movie, I make a conscious decision. Phone is off.
Yeah.
I will not stop to look at my phone. I'm not going to pause this movie because I want to go wander off. I want the experience of how does this movie work or not work on me, because I was losing that for a while. And I was looking back over my lists of movies I've watched, and there were a couple of movies that I clearly wrote it down the day that I watched it, and I cannot remember seeing it. And I realized I know it's because I was sitting there on my phone. I know it's because I was on my phone the whole time, and that's not good.
I feel like, do you remember, I mean, did this happen in your child? I watched so much television growing up, like much television.
Yeah.
I'm an only child. Television was my 100% babysitter. It was like, wake up it's like Phil Donahue, you're sick, you're watching Phil Donahue, you're watching The Price is Right. It's like, Young and the Restless, then it's those afternoon soaps. There were times where my mom was like, I will give you $1 every single day that you don't watch television because your eyes are turning square. Like you're consuming too much. You're going to be very stupid from all of this television content.
Yes, exactly.
And now I find that I'm trying to force my children to watch television because I'm like, you need an attention span that can last 42 minutes. I need you to watch a drama.
You need to be able to follow a story for 22 minutes.
Correct. Yes.
But again, I'm not judging them. I have just as much trouble as they do, if not more, and also listen, a lot of the reasons that they're not watching TV right now, as good as a lot of TV is, there is so much slop on TV. I think even more than, especially all the reality slop and all that. So it's hard to, you can get the same endorphin rush just swiping for a couple minutes on your phone, like watching, go to YouTube and type in public crash outs and just watch people freak out in public. That's just as good as watching some horrible reality show, which, or
a slop comedy, or just like a drama that makes no sense. I mean, it's rare to find something that you can really hone in on and really enjoy. It is so rare.
Well, although what's really good is when we do find something that she likes and we can watch together as a family.
That's great.
I can use that to lead into other things. Like we really loved the first season of The Last of Us. Thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then that led me to going, oh, well, if you like that storyline, there's a movie called Children of Men, which is a very similar story. Guy is trying to transport a girl across a ravaged country to save humanity. And it's one of the best movies ever made. And so to get her to watch, and she sat there, no phone, nothing, just enraptured by this thing. So look for ways to connect what they're watching with like something. Hey, if you like this, then you'll love this. Yes, like that.
We try
that'll lead you.
We try very hard. We've like forced them to watch I mean, I loved in the special that you're talking about sitting Alice down and watching movies that were so horrifying, that changed your life, that marred your childhood.
Yeah, that haunt me today.
Yes.
Still mess me up.
Yes, and she found them hilarious.
Either found them hilarious or was so disgusted with the people in the movie. When I do a whole bit about showing her the original Halloween at her insistence because all her friends had seen it.
Yeah.
And scenes that still are creepy to me. She's just like, What? Just call the police. He's standing right. It's broad daylight. What is happening? What are these? I do remember at the very end of the movie Halloween, my daughter, as the credits went, my daughters went, "Oh, these people!" Like just everyone in the movie, she was so upset with. Like, how are they this stupid?
This makes so much sense. Like, same.
Yeah.
I feel like Jaws was the
Jaws
most.
still freaked her out.
Oh, interesting.
But she watched it she wasn't a teenager. She was like 11.
Okay.
And she goes, I really want to watch Jaws. And here's how great Jaws is. We got halfway through and she goes, I don't want to watch this anymore. She was so freaked out.
Okay.
Because of the little kid getting killed and the dog.
Yeah.
And then a couple days went by and then she's like, can we watch the rest of that? Like, the movie is still so good.
Yes.
That you have to see how this thing turns out.
Well, it's so good until the shark appears. And that's when my kids thought it was hilarious. And I was like, and it was like a whole sit down where I'm like, I didn't even take a bath. I couldn't sit in a tub for years, like, because I thought it would, like, the bottom would drop out and I would be in the ocean being.
And the shark would be there.
consumed.
Yeah, it was so. And yeah, even, yes, the shark look, but some of the ways, because Spielberg knows how to shoot something when he can see how limited it looks and still make it look scary.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that, yes, it's a big rubber shark, but it still works, man.
It works on me.
Yeah, it works on me perfectly.
I love it. And The Exorcist. I was telling my daughter about The Exorcist the other day because I was like, The Exorcist is probably, for me, I'm like, as a Catholic schoolgirl, I'm like, this is the one that I was haunted by.
Oh, you went to Catholic school.
I did. Haunted.
Oh, wow.
Where I was very into Jesus as a young girl. Like, I was like, Jesus is my boyfriend, I think. If he appears in front of me, I just wash his feet and then we're married. Like, Yeah. And I definitely was like, I can't even, it would be bad to even have thoughts of Satan. Because if you think of him, he's inside you. Like, he can get in. It's like it's a portal. If you're you're summoning him, if you even think about him. So watching the movie was like summoning Satan. But we had so many scary programs on. Like Salem's Lot was so terrifying when we were growing up. Like,
there is stuff in the 70s, friggin' TV movies from the 70s, like Dark Night of the Scarecrow and The Night Stalker, the first Kolchak TV movie, and what was that Karen Black anthology movie called Trilogy of Terror?
God.
With the little Zulu fetish doll. That freaked kids out. Yes. That freaked them out. I was just talking to a friend of mine. There's even movies that were really stupid then had moments in them that were so terrifying. Right. Like remember in Superman 3 where the woman is turned into a robot? Oh, yes. That scene is just body horror in the middle of it's Richard Pryor and Superman. That's funny.
Yep. The Wonder Woman episode where they put these little space eggs on people's foreheads and it turns them into it was. What was wait a minute. Oh yeah, I'm remembering that now. I mean, look, even some of the Sid and Marty Krofft stuff was bizarre, like the Lidsville, because it was all about you're this helpless kid and it's all a variation on you fall into a portal into another world and you can't get back. Yeah. And as for a little kid, that is a really terrifying thing. Yes. So all these shows, Land of the Lost, H.R. Pufnstuf, The Lost Saucer, at Lidsville, I've fallen into a portal. I cannot get back home. Yeah. I'm allowed to roam the streets until the lights come on. And there's a solid chance I'm going to get sucked into a portal. Yeah. And in all those shows, the kids never get home. They're just like, when those shows ended, because they just end because the network goes, we're out of money, we're done. So there's no resolution. Like gone
all
forever.
I remember is, Marshall, Will, and Holly are still in a land full of dinosaurs. It's terrifying. What's
the last great horror movie that you watched of a recent?
I can tell you there's been a weird resurgence in great horror. Oh boy. This year alone, you had a movie called Weapons.
I loved happens.
which was
I
incredible,
loved it.
to the point where it was almost hysterically terrifying. That end scene, what happens to Aunt Gladys, is like on that Monty Python level of horror, where they're taking it to a point where you're almost laughing in hysterics at how horrifying it is.
Yes,
And it's
loved
just
it.
mwah. And then there's a little movie that got dumped in onto HBO Max way too quickly. They gave it a weekend in the theaters and then they just forgot about it. And it's called Companion.
Companion, I'm going to write it down.
It's on HBO Max. I am so evangelical for this film. It is.
Okay.
And here's what the only good thing was, because they dumped it so quickly, I never read anything about it. I never watched a trailer. Don't watch a trailer. Don't read anything about it. Don't even look at the poster. This movie has such genuine twists and turns, and it does this great thing where it really plays fair when you look back, you're like, oh, they were telling me the whole time what was going on. I just didn't see it. So they're having a lot of fun by going, we were actually hiding it all in plain sight. You just didn't look at it the way you were supposed to. It's friggin' fantastic. That movie should be up there with Sinners, Weapons, and it should be in that group, Sinners. And then there's another movie. I don't know if it's going to get released this year. I saw it at Fantastic Fest. I know it just got picked up. It'll probably come out next year, but it was made this year. It's called The Plague. And it is up there with Weapons and Companion and Sinners, where it just mixes genres so perfectly, and absolute unease and terror.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
The Plague.
It's funny that
one of the best.
On one hand, we're like, let's go live on a mountain filled with wolves. Like, let's just go retreat. Jason recently was like, well, what do you really want to do with your life? I'm like, cat farm. I want a farm of cats.
Yeah.
I just make them, keep them. I don't like giving them away. You know,
but I would love to become the weird old blank guy, the guy that just like model trains, or I'm building weird paper cities all day. And I'm just like, because there is going to come a time that's another thing too. I don't think Gen X is very good at this. I'm going to do it in defiance of Gen X, but we need a generation that is okay with going, did my time, going to get out of the way for the next generation. And right now the boomers, and not as bad as the boomers, but Gen X are white knuckling their youth, and they will not go away. And there are people in politics now that should be gone. There are people in showbiz that need to get the hell out of the way. And there's this weird, the greatest generation before us had that great romantic, like, I did my best.
Yeah.
Gonna mosey on, guys. You got it from here. I feel like Gen Z, and especially Gen Alpha, is going to see how embarrassing the boomers aged, that they will rebel against that by going, did what I could, going to get out of the way. And like you said, Vin, I'm going to go do my thing, but I don't need to be a part of the conversation anymore. I'm just going to go quietly, and you'll never hear from me again. You'll never hear from me again.
I love this so much. And I do think that this is not talked about enough. Like, what the hell? When is enough? Like, when is enough money or attention or like pursuit of a dream? Like, where you can just, isn't the whole point to just like do your thing, say what you have to say. When you're out of things to say, don't invent things to say.
No.
If you don't have anything left, go find another thing. It's
just
okay.
Calm down. It's the whole, and this is going to get kind of dark, but it is true. It's the whole, if Rudy Giuliani had just died in 2003, he'd be a god. There'd be battleships named after him, high schools, roads. But he wouldn't go away. And now it's this slow, embarrassing collapse. And that should be a lesson to be like, get out at your peak, get the hell out.
Get out.
And have people miss you rather than just stick around and bother everybody.
Please have people remember you at your best, not when you're like, your hair dye, your temporary hair dye is trickling down your face because you're sweating so hard, because you're so uncomfortable, because you don't know what to say, and you can't speak, and you don't have good ideas anymore. It's over. And it's okay.
and every week you're selling some new product with your face slapped on it. And it gets to the point, I think that Rudy Giuliani coffee that he was selling, it turned out no one ever got it, because what it was when we get enough orders, we'll start making it. Like, we're not going to make it till we get it. So, and not enough people ordered it. So they went, well, we don't have enough money to start this, which, I'm sorry. Why would you allow yourself to, hey, I've got this great new product out, but we're not going to make it unless you guys are interested enough. And you're giving the world a chance to go, yeah, we're not interested.
Not at all interested.
Why would you do that?
Just open yourself up. Listen, I'll say the exception to this is my beet-centered male enhancement products. I have a whole line. I just obviously have a beet farm. I hand process them.
But you're not pulling those beets out of the ground until we get enough pre-orders. We got to get enough subscriptions, and then those beets are coming out of the ground.
This will be proof of concept. I need to reach $1.5 million in perspective. And then I'll buy a beet farm. And then I'll harvest.
We'll get the beet for beets. You guys, I have so many exciting plans, but you've got to. Again, I am all for like doing GoFundMe's for someone's emergency or something. But when it's someone just going, I just have an itch and I want to try this thing, so I'm hoping you guys can give me 40 grand so I can learn to play bass. You're like, no, what are you doing?
My dad once bought me, and it is a classic family story. It was just one of those, like, I can't remember what the website was, but it was like, we're inventors and you can like buy into our invention. And he was like at the height of Full Frontal when it was so controversial and whatever. He was like, you've got to start wearing a bulletproof vest. And this is so dark. It's dark. It's so dark. He was like very worried, and I appreciate his love and his wanting to protect me. And so he bought this thing. He paid so much money for it. It was like $600, which was like,
right.
You know, it was like a big thing. And it took 2 years. Like, they were like, we don't have any fucking idea how we're going to make this thing. We just had this like idea that it was like a fashion vest and you could look so cool in it. And one day it arrived, and it materialized, and it was like, I kept it. I keep it forever. It's to me, it's a tribute to my father's, to a father's love for his daughter, like, and his caring.
That's really beautiful.
But the size of a refrigerator box. And the price is clunky. It's just these huge, it weighs 110 pounds. It's just these immense panels of like Kevlar, like a cardboard box style, poorly sewn, like disastrously sewn into like a Patagonia vest. Someone dismantled and tried to make quilted. It's so hilarious. It wouldn't protect you from, like, if a bird landed on your shoulder. Like, it wouldn't, it's for nothing. But it weighs a lot, and was a really funny invention that my dad was like.
Listen, I mean, I think the president, whoever the president is, kind of sets the mood of the country. And, you know, Donald Trump, one of the things that fuels him, I think, even on an emotional level, is grifting. Yeah. And right now, grifting and openly grifting, like almost bragging that you're grifting, is part of this weird flex that people do because it's the fashionable thing to do. Yeah. This is a time of grifters now. Yeah. And it's everywhere. You know?
Why wouldn't I get paid for this? I can get paid. Yeah. Why wouldn't I be investing in?
But like, they want everything has to be monetized. Everything that you do, they want it to be monetized. And it's like, we are going down such a sad road right now.
Path. And I think particularly for me in AI, which you do talk about in the special.
Oh boy. Because
I do think, like, at the beginning of the conversation about AI, like the early days, it was like, okay, but we know that's going to be helpful to humanity. And we just need to have, like, we just need to make sure there are no bad actors involved, and like, we'll protect against that. I'm like, everybody's a bad actor. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, do you see what's happening online? And also, by the way, they sold AI to us was this is going to be a diagnostic tool for
Yes.
science, for medicine, all the drudgery work that we don't like to
Yep.
do, the accounting work. It can do that to free us up to have more time to pursue arts and music. And now it's just being used to make the art and music. And we've got to work extra hours as accountants to pay for all the energy that it's using. I
Yeah.
don't know how it got to be this insane. Like, oh, why did it go there?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have just, there's so much money in it.
Yeah.
And everybody wants endless amounts of money for reasons I can't.
It also, doesn't AI have that feeling right now of like it hasn't quite landed the way they need it to. You know, it's all, but it does, there's this unspoken, whoever does crack this is going to be, it's almost like the early days of petroleum drilling where they're like, there's this goo in the ground, not sure what it's good, but whoever, someone's going to figure out what this is. So I'm just better be on top of it. Like whenever a new technology comes along, there's that panic of like, someone is going to be the one that turns this into I rule the world. And AI is the next petroleum, is the next thing the world's clearly going to run on, and who gets to control it. And it's terrifying.
I think my sense is that it might not be good people with our best.
Usually the people that are willing to fight tooth and nail for power over everything else don't tend to be the chill, nice person. It's the person who has something missing inside that will chew through anybody to get what they want.
It's a little bit like learning that many of our like tech leaders would never give a phone to their child, because they
How
know.
about that?
Because they know, they knew the whole time, they know it all. They would never, ever expose their children to those algorithms. And what
Steve
is
Jobs
possible.
wouldn't allow any of them in there, wouldn't allow computers in his house.
That's right. And to me, it's the same thing. I'm like, I don't love to learn that there's building secret communities, up outside of Silicon Valley where they can all like live safely. And it's a secret planned community. I'm like, wait, you're building an escape hatch and we're not even allowed in to see the documents are so, the documentation is so Byzantine that
they've clearly seen some ecological report. They've seen something that has made them go, okay, let's buy an island off of New Zealand. Let's make sure it's got its own water source. Let's make sure it's clear that they know something's coming because the amount. I had never done a show in Montana or Utah. So I booked that last summer and I'm driving from Bozeman, Montana to Casper, Wyoming. And my driver is pointing out all this gorgeous stuff. And he's like looking at there's these mountains, the Great Mountains. And he's like, they've all been bought up for like compounds and retreats and like fortified escape places. As you were saying, escape hatches. Like all those mountains right now are being built on.
That's great.
By all these billionaires. I'm like, oh dear God. And they and he goes, and they want them because they all have these permanent or mostly permanent ice caps that they can get their water from. And that's, by the way, Dr. Michael Burry, the guy that shorted the housing market, the Big Short, who is now shorting all the AI markets, which that makes me hopeful.
Yes.
But what doesn't make me hopeful, all the money he made shorting the housing market, do you know what he did with that money?
Oh, no. What did he do?
Spent it all on water rights, buying up water rights everywhere. So again, another guy who sees what's coming.
I know.
And he's buying up all the water rights.
We made a lot of jokes early days, Full Frontal, about the coming water wars. Since I'm from Canada, and like we can joke about like the 51st state and stuff, but I'm like, we've been thinking about the water wars. Like in Canada, we think about the water wars, and we goddamn know that when the time comes, y'all are going to frack that water. You're going to put in the pipeline and it's going to go horizontally into our lakes and sip it all. So you can have like green lawns and golf courses in Arizona.
and have the water for the AI.
And have the water for the AI.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's why they wanted Greenland. They were making all that noise about Greenland. No, we'd like a big permanent supply of ice.
Shoot.
That's what it felt like to me.
And then
everyone was talking about all the tactical stuff. I'm like, they want that water.
They want the water.
Yeah.
And then all that needs to happen is that Amazon sends me a little alert about a little hobbit house that you can buy online. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to make my own shire in the backyard.
I just want to churn butter and make muffins all day.
I need to make homemade cat food for my cat farm.
I am looking forward to, and probably in about 10 years, I'm 56 now, in about 10 years, the news will no longer apply to me and I won't have to look at any of that stuff. I'm just going to be reading great books and watching movies, and that's it. Like, and I will stick to my pledge to step the hell aside. When I get done with what I want to get done, I'm going to get out of the way and let other people do it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, I'm great. I talk about menopause now. That's the only thing I want to talk. I'm like, this is my last thing that I will talk about in this space. I'm like, I do my little thing. I talk about the thing that I'm very passionately about, the conversation around that. And then I'm like, I'll wash my hands of this. I don't need it. I'm great.
Also, you may have done, I mean, listen, look at what's happening to Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel. And think of how much Trump fears and hates women. So if you had still been on the air, imagine. God knows what he would have done. I mean, I'm not saying it would have been like any kind of like deadly thing, but you would have been a special project of his.
It never. I wouldn't have made it even remotely this long. Like, there's no world. But you know, I'm glad I had my time. But I'm like, oof.
Oh yeah.
Yikes! Oh my God.
You had a furious, glorious time. Like setting, just reminding everyone. That whole thing about acts, not words, in terms of religion, stuff like that. And it's interesting how you and Colbert are like way more tuned into religion than the guy who is apparently the head of the evangelical movement, like as it always is.
Of course. But and all those things that we talked about remain even more true today. Anyways, it's all my fault. We've gone to the right because I was so left and just made up scolding everybody, just turned everybody into Nazis. So that was good.
Exactly. Thanks, Samantha.
Way to go.
Thanks, Samantha.
Listen, this was a joy. Your special is a goddamn bright light. It's a beautiful octopus video in a dark. It's an octopus reaching across.
It's an octopus cleaning a horse's hooves. That's what my special is.
They would find that so delicious.
They really, oh my God, they would.
Oh, they'd be like, we have to kill more horses. How do we get them to the sea? How do we manipulate horses?
More horses to the sea. Samantha, it's awesome to see you, and I'm so glad that you're still getting out there, and seriously, your voice. We need your angry, slightly exhausted voice. You don't turn away from those days where you're just like, seriously.
These motherfuckers,
these motherfuckers,
what am I gonna do? What a delight. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being on. That was Patton Oswalt, and I had no choice but to look up one thing. We were talking about if dogs eat horse hoof trimmings, and I know that it is true. It does sound so crazy. And then I was like, is that a memory that I made up? Because I know I've seen that a million times. So I did actually double check just to make sure, and confirmed dogs do love eating horse hoof discards. Is it good for them? Actually, no treats are truly good for us. I guess maybe horse hoofs are no different. Anyway, watch out for gastrointestinal issues. I guess don't eat other creatures' toenails. I am so sorry for that. Thank you for joining us. I'm Samantha Bee, and we will see you next week for some more choice words. you for listening to Choice Words, which was created by and is hosted by me, Samantha Bee. The show is produced by Svea Baron-Reinstein with editing and additional producing by Ryan Connor. We're distributed by Lemonada Media, and you can find me at Real Sam B on Instagram. Follow Choice Words wherever you get your podcasts or listen ad-free on Amazon Music with your Prime membership.